Decentralized Pictures Talent Cast. And in studio today, I have the Drextons, Michael and Amanda, winner of the Andrews Bernard #3 award, created by acclaimed filmmaker Steven Soderbergh, winning $100,000 in completion funds and mentoring from Steven. For this award, those funds were necessary to complete the second half of production, including post, reshoots, and P&A. Drextons, welcome to the Talent Cast.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for having us. We're so excited.
Yes, and congratulations again. I was able to see you. We talked about this before we started recording here, just seeing you a few days ago at Cannes Film Festival, making the live announcement there in front of a studio audience, and it was really cool to hear your comments about winning the award, what it means to you and your team, and then also just witnessing the reactions from the panel as well as the attendees. So it was a really special moment at Cannes Film Festival 2025. So we are here to talk about your winning film, Sour Party. And so, I can't wait. That this is for those that have not seen the pitch materials. Go out there and check it out. This film is a total hoot, a total riot. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and can't wait to see it in theaters very soon. So to kick us off, before we jump into the project, tell us a little bit about you guys, your history of being filmmakers, including a previous failed project where you kind of almost threw in the towel with this whole industry.
Yeah.
So,
the inception of Sour Party.
Yes, earlier the lemonade, basically.
Well, I mean, if you don't know, we're married, so I guess we can start there. We're husband and wife. We write and direct together, which is not for the faint of heart. I got my start in a little more of a traditional path. I went to film school and then moved out to LA to try to start doing this. And I kind of started doing YouTube stuff and sketch comedy and just whatever kind of short film stuff I could do myself.
I have a completely different path. I started out as an actor. I wound up as a casting associate for Movies of the Week, which was crazy. And I started looking around and I was like, why am I here? What am I doing? So I had known Michael for many years, and he was always making his own projects. And I had this idea for a short. And so I just went to him and I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel very lost. Can you help me? I have this idea. Please tell me how to do this. And then we started working together on that short, and then we never stopped.
Yeah. The writing just clicked. We were, we're in each other's minds already. And so, then one thing led to another, a bunch of short films later, and we thought we've got to make a feature.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then, that led to the failed project that we can mention. What was supposed to be our first feature was actually a documentary. And we won't name names, but we, sort of, for lack of a better word, we're catfished in a sense. We thought we had this very compelling story, and we're not really documentarians. I mean, we're writers, we're narrative filmmakers, but we know a good story when we see it, and we're passionate about that. So we thought, wow, this woman's story needs to be told. We should do this. And so we got a very small crew together. We got whatever money we had together, and we flew to New York to try and do this documentary. We were supposed to stay with this person for 2 weeks and document their lives. So the second we got off the airplane, and we had our DP, Stephen Moreno, who did Sour Party, helped us produce that. So he lent us a bunch of equipment. So we traveled with
13 Pelican cases, to be exact, that I had to count at every stop.
And lug around New York with no resources.
There was only 3 of us. It was us,
Yikes.
then our friend and cinematographer.
So the minute we step off the plane, I get a text as soon as my phone comes out of airplane mode saying, like, the documentary's off. You can't stay here anymore. Don't come. We've been playing this for months. And we were like, oh my God. So we spent a week like bouncing around different hotels, bleeding money and trying to convince this woman to still let us come. And by the time we finally did convince her to let us come to do the story, it turned out everything we thought was true was a lie. And it became just a crazy situation. And we were not equipped to handle the pivots.
No.
And we went home with our tails between our legs, and we really were just like, what are we going to do with our lives? We
questioned whether we still wanted to do this. We were like, is this it? Is this where we stop? And then we had these shorts that we had written for Samantha Westervelt and myself, who is the lead actress.
Right.
in Sour Party. And we had these shorts. We had filmed one right before New York, and we were going to film the other when we got back. And Michael was like, I can't do a short. There's no way I'm going to do a short. And I was like, okay, well, what if we take these two characters, we turn it into a feature, we take the short that we were going to film, make that the cold open. It was called Succulent Thieves. And we'll turn it into a feature. And we just kind of wrote a list of everything that we had at our disposal, actors we had, locations we had, and we basically wrote the story surrounding what we had. And we used what we were feeling, which is failure. So Sour Party is about failure in LA specifically. And that's how it came about.
Yeah, the three of us and Sammy, were like mining our own experiences to come up with plot points and things that we had. And then Steven, who had produced the documentary that was failed, agreed to come on board as the DP of this. And so all of the resources
gave his equipment for free. Yeah, we just kind of pulled in every favor we could have asked for.
We just basically said we're done waiting for permission. We snapped out of our stupor and we said we're making something that we don't have to wait for anybody to make, and we're just going to throw it together.
Yeah, we shot it for $64,000, which is mind blowing, especially because we should have probably only had 2 characters and only like maybe 2 locations, but it's in a complete ensemble. With so many locations. It's crazy.
Well, I'm glad that you can smile and laugh about that experience now.
You have to. You have to. You would just throw in the towel.
Yes. Born from the ashes of strife.
Well, I love some of the words that you were using there, and you were tired of asking for permission. And I think that segues nicely into my next question about just discovering decentralized pictures, our model, and then the decision to submit to the Andrews Bernard Award. And, that's one of kind of our ethos is really removing some of those barriers along the filmmaking journey, including some of the gatekeepers that traditionally exist in the filmmaking process, and allowing audiences to decide what films are most deserving and what they want to watch. So really, so how does this model and deciding to submit to this award kind of differ from the traditional model and what you've seen previously in your filmmaking journeys?
Well, it's definitely the first of its kind that I've seen where there is truly like democratic access to industry legends. I mean, the idea that we could go onto a website and submit something and have a mentorship with someone like Steven Soderbergh was just like is too good to believe. Our friend Scott Monahan, who's another filmmaker, turned us on to DCP. He won that Film I Made award.
Yep. He's also in our film. He has a role.
Oh, he is? Oh,
yeah. Excellent. He has a role in Sour Party.
He cameos. Yeah, we'll leave
cool.
But yeah, we voted for his project, and we started thinking like, what is this website? This is so cool. We poked around, and we're like, wow, what an amazing community this is. And I joined the Discord, and started hanging out.
Michael is very active on the Discord.
Yeah, I'm there. And then we saw this award for either completion funds or P&A.
Which is exactly what we needed.
We still had a lot of outstanding expenses, to get it finished. And we thought, okay, let's, it was really just a no-brainer. Like we could get a mentorship with Steven Soderbergh. We can get this investment. So we made a pitch video. We put it out there. And it's been
the rest is history. Now we're here.
But it's pretty crazy journey. Yeah.
Which is a beautiful thing. That's amazing.
A call saying like, "Hey, can you guys get on a Zoom at Cannes Film Festival?" We were both like, "What is happening?"
I know, especially for our just raunchy comedy. It's pretty wild.
I'm just glad you didn't oversleep. What was it, like 5 o'clock in the morning?
Oh, we didn't go to bed.
Yeah.
You didn't?
We were buzzing. Yeah, we were like, "What is this?"
I love it. I love it. Well, that's great, and that's kind of like what we're wanting to happen is this kind of grassroots movement where it's been a success for certain filmmakers, and then filmmaking is a community, and like telling their colleagues and friends, it's just like, okay, you got to check this organization out, and just continue to grow and grow from that place. So all right, all right, before I talk about the film, tell us about that experience real quickly at Cannes. So, not going to bed and, jumping on that that quick segment where we had a panel discussion at Cannes Film Festival talking about decentralized pictures, what we're all about. It was a packed house. We had essentially standing room only in that space along the beach, and a real beautiful setting. And then, we had the moment where we announced Andrews Bernard #3, and your wonderful faces jumped on screen. And so just take us back to that moment, and what were you feeling?
Yeah, we were in shock.
Yeah, it was so surreal. I mean, first we get on this thing and all we were just like seeing the screen of like the most beautiful scenery I've ever seen, like the French Riviera,
We
mega
see the
yachts.
yachts. Yeah. We see
And then we're getting phone calls from like technicians in France who like did not speak that much English, trying to get us to like get this thing to work. And we were like, oh my God, what is
I know.
that?
And we're just both apologizing to each other. Like they're apologizing to us. We're apologizing to them. It's just like, no, I'm so no. I know it's hard. We're trying to communicate. It was funny.
And then before we know it, we're just sitting there. There's Roman Coppola saying, "I'm going to talk about Sour Party," and I mean, just hearing the word "sour party" come out of Roman Coppola's mouth was wild. And then we got on, and it was just incredible to learn that we had won this. And yeah, there really just aren't words. It really just is like so unbelievably exciting.
Yeah, we initially thought someone was playing a trick on us. We're like, it's not real till we're up on the screen, right? Like we're thinking, no, they're gonna.
we don't want to give any spoilers away, but there are some crazy scenarios in this film that we would not expect, the people at Cannes to be responding to. But
exactly.
Here we are, and it's incredible.
Awesome. Well, it was a great, I know it was an amazing experience for you. It was an amazing experience for us as well. I say it all the time. It sounds cliche, but dreams are truly coming true at Decentralized Pictures. So, great to hear that kind of excitement, build at Cannes 2025. All right, so let's talk about this crazy raunchy film called Sour Party. I've got to read this. I'm looking at my other monitor here. Gwen and James are two broke, self-absorbed, emotionally stunted 30-somethings eking their way through a meager LA existence. I'm already inspired.
Are you seen? Do you feel seen, Matt?
I do. I feel so seen. All right. Okay. Tell us more. That's just what a teaser. Tell us more.
Yeah. So like we said, it's semi-autobiographical.
Let's keep with semi.
Yeah, very semi. But pretty much all of the scenarios are loosely based off of kooky people that we've encountered like throughout our time in LA. We've been in Los Angeles for 15 years and we have seen a lot, and we have been working in the industry, trying to break in, and it has been a crazy journey. So this really, while the characters in Sour Party aren't filmmakers or even really artists per se,
they're like the underbelly.
It speaks to
the
it speaks to the ethos of like trying to climb up in LA. Yes. Let's see, you want to take it away with the plot?
Yeah. So Gwen has forgotten about her sister's baby shower, and she is scrambling to show face to her family and to her sister that she is not a complete fuck up, and she has to get a gift specifically from the registry. So there's one gift left, and it's $150, and she doesn't have that. So they make a list of people they think owe them money. And so the whole film is a road trip from Echo Park to Malibu, while they go relive all their past LA traumas.
Trying to collect on these supposed debts from all these characters. So it's kind of like, we go from one character to the next.
And we go from one neighborhood to the next. It is very much a Los Angeles movie. It's our love letter. And it's a wild ride. I don't want to give too many spoilers.
Is it a love letter or a hate letter?
It's a love letter.
Well, yeah, we kind of call it a love-hate letter. That's kind of like the tongue-in-cheek way we describe it.
But I will say, hence the fires, I do think that like you don't realize how much you love something until you're about to lose it.
Yeah.
And now it really is our love letter. We wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Beautifully stated.
Good and the bad. That's what makes this town as weird as it is. Yeah. And so Sour Party, for us at least, encapsulates our experience in that.
Nice. And before anybody that thinks it's too sour for them to watch, I do love it off of some of your pitch material. This film is for anyone who's ever felt like they weren't enough or ever doubted whether or not they would achieve their dreams. You can and you will, and with friends by your side, anything is possible.
Yeah, that's how we made Sour Party. We were at the lowest in our lives, and we called on our friends, and they all showed up.
Everyone showed up. And that's one of the things we're so excited about this opportunity for, is it's, you know, not just for us in our careers, but it's going to really elevate everyone that came out to help.
Yeah, everyone came
so much
to work on this film for nothing. They came because they believed in us, they believed in the project, and now people are going to see it. And I'm so excited about that.
Yeah.
It's not just going to be thrown on a streamer and buried, because that's kind of what happens to films at our level. It's very hard to break through when you don't have the marketing, the star power. And now we have a chance for it to be up there, and people are going to watch it, and people are going to find it, and everyone who worked on it, their work will be seen.
Absolutely. All right. So $100,000 is coming your way. And I know that you said that there's more work to be done. How's that funding going to be utilized?
Well, first and foremost, we have an incredible soundtrack in the film.
It is all LA-based female punk bands, and we have not paid.
Yes, they have very generously licensed the film on good faith, and those costs have been deferred. So we're going to be able to get to pay them back. And then there's just, I mean, there's so much minutia of legal fees and insurance and this and that, and just so many outstanding post
things
expenses.
We didn't know about making a feature, that we were like, we're just going to make it. That's what we do. We make things. And then all of a sudden we got it in the can, we edit it. And then all of a sudden we're like, what's E&O? What's this? All of a sudden, all these, like, we were hit with reality.
Yeah, and there's some sound things, some tweaks, and just we'll see what happens as the mentorship progresses, what might pop up as, you know, extras that we can add on to it.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what Steven Soderbergh, what he has to say, and where we need to put the money into.
For us, we're just most excited about being able to pay the people that have put their faith in us to defer their costs.
It's a huge weight off of our shoulders. As it is self-funded.
and you kind of like to keep those friends too, you know?
Totally, exactly.
You know, friends are healthy in life, so just like you kind of want to keep them around. Well, that's wonderful. That's a lot of capital in the indie filmmaking world. So glad it's going to be put to good use, and can't wait to see, you know, the notes that you receive from Steven and how those are incorporated into the final product. You know, so good days ahead for Sour Party. Great stuff.
Oh my God, it's not looking so sour anymore.
It's so sour anymore. So final question, what's kind of, you know, once you get to, you know, you button up everything with this film and you're good to go for final distribution and getting it out into theaters, what's your hope for this film? What would be like, you know what, that was time well spent, money well spent, you know, that's what in your mind does that look like?
An Academy Award, Film Independence. We'll go as far as it can go.
You know, let's shoot for the stars here. No, I mean, we touched on it a little bit about just everyone who came out and supported it. Their work will get seen and be elevated. Having the opportunity for people to really discover it. You know, I do feel like this film has the potential of being something that's like, can become a cult classic type film, you know, with word of mouth, you know, people finding it. It's just weird enough. It's not your standard. It is like a 90s throwback, but it's, you know, it's got some magical realism in there. It's got some fancy, it's really specific. And we made it for the cult audience. And the people that have seen it you know, if they love it, it's their film and they'll die for it. And we're so excited for those people. And I also be able to have a platform where it can really be seen by as many as possible. Definitely. And I think this film is very timely right now. I think just with the struggles, the economy, people in LA, how hard it is to make a living in this town. And that's kind of what this is about. And I just think people will be seen, you know, people will feel it. People will see themselves in these girls. If you've ever had, like, we were worried when we wrote it. We're like, is it just going to be an LA movie? Like, are people only in LA going to love it? But no, I just think if you've ever had a dream and you ever went for it, I think you'll feel the sour. Our hopes is for just as many people as possible to discover it. And I think that we really have a real shot at that now.
And I should add, it is 100% shot in LA.
Mm-hmm.
We did it all on location here, and I think it's so important to try to bring as much production back to LA as possible right now.
Sure.
And yeah,
it's shot on location.
We're very passionate about that.
Not a lot of permits. We stole a lot of shots. We really discovered that if you have to have the right size crew. Like if you have a cart and you just have enough crew people, they just assume you have a permit. They're like, they had to have a permit. It's like there's a steady cam there. They don't ask you. It's like
unless you're filming on the PCH,
no,
then you will get a ticket and you will have to go to court. And we did.
And we did. Oh, awesome stuff, you guys. Really enjoyed this interview. Well, shoot, congratulations again. Congratulations to you, your entire team. I know it's been a journey already, so to have this support, you know, capital is great. Having mentorship from someone like Steven Soderbergh isn't too bad either. So congratulations. The previous two films have done great things, and I'm sure that Sour Party will follow in their footsteps and be just as successful. So thanks again, guys, for being on the Talent Cast today. For those of you just discovering Decentralized Pictures, maybe it's through like word of mouth with kind of what happened here with the Drextons. Check us out, jump into our Discord, go on to decentralized.pictures, see our mission statement, our values, see what we're all about. There will be some more awards posted out to the platform very soon, so be sure and jump into the platform and be an active participant in the community. So guys, thank you, Amanda, Michael. Appreciate your time. Congratulations again. All the best to you and to Sour Party.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. This is great.
Bye, guys.